All right, so we're here with Zach.
What up?
Yeah, we're so happy to meet you. We really appreciate it. We are from an online magazine for music and culture in Lucerne.
Oh, great.
And we've just started, so we're still new in this scene, but we're just trying it.
Awesome. I love Lucerne.
You do? Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I had one of the funniest nights of my life. We played, I cannot remember the name of the venue, but it was a big... Yeah, totally. Yes. With the outside, like all the tiki and like sand and chill areas. The sound booth, I remember, looked like a spaceship. That was back like 2006 or 7. Really funny night. I got Zoe Manville, the girl that often sings with our band. Her cousin Stacy, she was wingmanning me. There was a very aggressive girl talking to me, kind of pushing me into a corner, and so Stacy came over and pretended to be my girlfriend to get me out of that situation. I was like, oh, thanks, and we kind of had to pretend. And then we started talking about, like, well, what if we can't keep this going on very long, because what if, I meet a girl that I do want to talk to or hang out with her, what if you meet a guy? So I was like, we should probably pretend break up or something like that. And we started joking about that. I was like, yeah, maybe I could just like say something, you could throw a drink in my face. And before I even finished that sentence, she just threw her drink in my face. Never shit a shitter. Stacy DeLuz is funny as hell. And the next morning we got up, the bridge there is beautiful over the river. We drank champagne at brunch and just walked around town all day. It was, it was very, very nice. Very, very nice. Beautiful day.
How is your tour going?
Good. Just started. I am unbelievably rested today. The last 10 days, I've only slept about 3 or 4 hours a night, and I've been a complete psychopath and just feeling out of my mind. And last night, I got wasted drunk, and our tour manager threw a Valium in my mouth, and I slept till fucking 2 o'clock today. I just slept 10 hours. Basically, I sleep very, very little, and then once every 2 weeks, I just really bang out the most serious sleep, dead to the world. I haven't slept till 2 p.m. and
Is every night like that?
Pretty much, yeah. I don't take Valium every night, but yeah, it's especially we're on tour with the Steaming Satellites. Those are our old boys from Salzburg, Austria. We've known them for 10 years, and we encourage each other to do bad things, poor life choices. We have a lot of fun though.
Nice. So you've got your song "Feel It Still," and it's from the album Woodstock. Mm-hmm. So it's all around the world, one of the top hits. It's in the charts in the US today at 4th place, I think. 3?
Number 3.
No? Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
It's like Bieber, Bieber, Taylor Swift, and us. We were 2 days ago. We were sandwiched in between. We were number 3 and number 2 Taylor Swift, number 4 Taylor Swift. We're just in the middle of a Taylor Swift sandwich. It's
How does it feel?
It feels amazing. It's crazy though that we're being sold with all these Selena Gomez, and we're selling to there's a bunch of kids playing 6-packs and shit. I'm 36 years old. I'm from Wasilla, Alaska. I could lose about 30 pounds. I'm pretty much a Satanist, and I'm on the top 5 right now. It's kind of crazy.
What artists would you like to collaborate with the most?
I think, God, who did we talk about yesterday? Dream collaborations. I'd like to work with Beck for sure. We did a little bit with the RZA, and I would like to do more with him. What were some of the other ones we got? Drake. Drake would be super fun. Yeah, I'd be down.
Why that?
I don't know, man. I like his stuff. I like his production, and especially Hotline Bling. Dude, we used to do that same shit. Just find a dope beat on an organ and roll with it. We used to do that on our 2nd and 3rd album. That's how we get inspired for songs. Just a B3. Just find a drum beat on a Hammond B3 and just kind of roll with that. It's killer. Yeah.
What is your favorite gear in your band room?
Oh man, probably our synthesizers. Even though I don't really play them or not much, but I'm a big fan of them. And I like the Moog Voyager. The Mini Moog Voyager is what we got, and I'm a pretty big fan of that right now. Mellotrons are pretty fun, and then my bass. So Fender made I guess I'll give you the wonderfully long-winded version. All of our gear got stolen from Lollapalooza back in 2011. And we lost everything we had. We ended up getting everything back and getting like doubles or everything because so many amazing companies like Fender sent us a ton of shit to replace it. But one thing that remained missing were my two basses, and one of them I only played once. I played at that show at Lollapalooza. It was a 1966 Mustang, which that was the first year they made Mustangs, and I played it for one show, then I got stolen. And then my bass that my mom bought me, and it was an 81 Precision Special. It's exactly as old as I am, and it was just very rare. It's hard to find, and they only made it for 2 years, and that got stolen. I've always talked about it, and I look for it still every day on the internet. Fender kind of recreated that for me and used colors they don't make and basically made me a custom bass and then flew my mom down from Alaska to give it to me. And so that's my favorite. That's my favorite thing.
When you're on tour, have you learned just one lesson you remember until now?
I've learned a lot of things. I don't even know if I could find one truth, but I don't know, man. I just like to experience. That's what I learned. That's how I learned, is just listening to people, and I don't know. Pretty much don't say no. I used to go out and I need to say no a little bit more because I'm fucking tired. But I pretty much, I'm just kind of one of those guys where no matter what time or how tired, somebody's just like, hey, we're gonna go walk up this mountain. Want to come? Sure. Like, hey, we're going to this bar. Sure. Hey, you want to do shots? Sure. You want this? Sure. And I've learned. I've definitely gotten into some bad situations by being a yes man, but I've also gotten into some really good ones. And either way, good or bad, I've learned from all of those. And so I just say yes to life, man.
Is there an album from you which you like the most, or you're most proud of?
For our band?
Yeah.
Every artist will say their last one. I'm gonna say Woodstock.
Why?
I don't know, man. It's like it's taken us places that we've never done. It was the hardest album to make, for sure. And we went through a lot of bullshit to get there. But the way that Feel It Still is going, that's just crazy. I mean, like I said, I'm from Wasilla, Alaska. I'm always pretty grounded. I never thought I'd have a gold record in Switzerland. That's psycho. And so that's pretty cool. Also, I really love, like, our stuff. We had a turning point with Censored Colors for us, for sure. I've always been very fond of that album. We had a really good time recording that. And I was proud of my boys. We wrote and recorded that entire thing. Except one song we wrote before we went in. Everything else was done in 2 weeks. We wrote that entire album and recorded it in 2 weeks. And it was pretty crazy. We didn't sleep much. And we all slept together in this like tiny little room in a basement. We were packed in like sardines. It was freezing cold because the vocal booth was in the boiler room. We had to turn off the heat to his house every time we were singing, which was all day. And so we all had like just giant parkas on. It was in the winter in Washington, and
it was the best idea to do that.
Yeah. It was fun, and we were very, very poor, and it was just it was a very creative time for us and kind of a turning point when we first kind of started to figure out how to write songs.
I'm really interested in the album cover. What is the significance of it?
Honestly, it poses a lot of questions. Personally, I like lyrics and I like images that just make you wonder and make you think. And it was such a powerful image. And it's not photoshopped, and it's not a photo shoot either. I love the story behind it is that our buddy Josh Welsh from Oklahoma City, he is a great photographer, and he was just on vacation with his family in LA, and he was in an Uber driving down to Disneyland with his kids, and on the side of the 405 there was just a Rolls Royce on fire. And what's crazy, a couple things. It's like it's an 80s Rolls Royce, so that's like Reagan era, like that's old money. That's like some oil or cocaine kind of shit. And the fire is not coming from the engine. It's inside the car. So there's just so many questions, and you can take so many things from it. And I just want to see that on a billboard somewhere. And I loved it. We saw that, and we're just like, dude, that has to be our album cover. And we're kind of switching. It just reminds me of just Rage Against the Machine or something like that. We've always done very intricate artwork and stuff for our albums, but that image just, I don't know. We all kind of loved it. We just saw it, and everybody was about it. Yeah, I like things. Yeah, it's just something that makes you think, makes you wonder of what the story was about that. And I don't even know. And that's what I like to make up a ton of different shit in my head. Dad's gonna be pissed.
Maybe one last question, and your song texts are extremely political.
Oh yeah.
So if you got the chance to talk to the whole world, so you got it in a way, but you have the chance to be heard by the whole world for a minute, what would you say?
Don't be a dick. That's pretty much all we're all about. It's not that we're super political. We just stand up for fucking human rights, man. And sadly, those things are being politicized. And what I don't understand about it is, I mean, when you say something's a political issue, that means that it should, in theory, that kind of means, at least in our country, it should be put to a vote. And I don't think shit like clean drinking water, racial and gender equality, I don't think that place has any business taking a vote. Like, that's just should be the way it is. And sadly, those things are now political. And so, I mean, I grew up an anarchist, and I can't afford to be anymore. That sucks. Because I don't like politics. I hate politics. I really don't like politicians. But
all of you, or just you?
Just me. But I mean, I don't think anybody likes politicians in my band, but or most of them. We got, there's definitely some standout ones that are pretty cool. But it's we just pretty much stick up for everyone. And I know it's hard, and there's a lot of stuff to think about, but basically we always get two sides just arguing about something, and they just fucking argue about stuff, and I feel like we can find places to agree. Like, the right and the left are always arguing about global warming and shit, and it just drives me nuts. And the environment's been turned into a political issue. That's fucking ridiculous. And they just argue about whose fault it is, or if it's real or if it's not. Can't we just say, like, look, we don't need to fight anymore about if it's real or who's to blame for it, but how about just everybody agrees that using something twice is better than using something once? So let's recycle, and just at every level. Like, you are just a single guy, or you have a family, like you, and like, I recycle my beer cans and shit. And if I ever buy a house, I'll throw some solar panels on it. But but then if you're a big corporation, just like do the responsible thing and reuse whatever you can, and then either way, whether you think it's real, whether you think it's not, or who's to blame, we can all agree that just using something twice or multiple times is better than using it once. It saves money. It's a good system. Can't we just fucking agree and do that? So that's why I hate politics, is because people fight about why when we all agree on one outcome. But it just never happens because they're fucking pissed at each other. Pretty annoying.
I like that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
We're looking forward to see you tonight on stage. Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Hey, guys.